This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, folks. I'd like to call this meeting of May 21st to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, and justice for all. Okay, we have May 7th minutes.
Madam Chair, I have just one correction.
Okay.
It states that under minutes that I made a motion to accept the minutes of April 16th. Unfortunately, if you look under absent, I was not here to make that motion.
Okay.
I believe that was Selectman Hanson made that motion. I didn't even see that.
Okay.
I did not see anything else.
Anything else? Anybody?
I did not see anything else, but I also didn't see that one, so.
Me either, Jeff. So
And make
he
a
runs it by me first.
send that back for approval. Thank you. For amending. Thank you. All right, moving on. We have a $1,000 donation from Tilton Maccal Inc. towards the Senior Center. We have a $50 donation from Errol and Barbara LaPlante toward the Senior Center, and a $100 anonymous donation towards the Senior Center ramp railings. I'd like to make a motion to accept all of these donations with a grateful heart for the Senior Center. Thank you.
I'll second motion.
And we have a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Under announcements is. Oh,
You just said
thanks. I'm sorry, and we should have done a roll call
Roll
vote.
call,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yes, good catch.
Under announcements, there's quite a few. The Memorial Day Parade will be on May 25th. Lineup is at 8:30 a.m. Is that a change from usual?
I thought it was later than that
Yeah, it
normally,
usually
but
is,
that's
yeah.
what the Legion website says.
Okay.
The American Legion website.
So it's May 25th, lineup at 8:30 a.m. at the high school parking lot. Tax bills were sent out on the 15th, and they are due by July 1st. The state primary voting will be held on Tuesday, September 8th at the high school. The deadline to change the party affiliation is June 2nd, 2026. The farmers market started on May 19th from 3 to 6:30 p.m. This will be hosted every Tuesday throughout the summer at the ball field next to the PD. June 6th, Wildlife Encounters will be coming to the Riverfront Park at 11 a.m. This is a free event for all. July 7th at 9:30 a.m., the Veterans Home is inviting the public to attend their 250th celebration. This is an all-day event with food trucks and activities, along with the Black Hawk helicopter demo that will be landing on their field. And 2026 Amnesty Week will be held August 19th through August 22nd from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. during the week and 8:30 to 4 p.m. on the 22nd. Having read that, can we please ask the moderator if he would come in and speak with the board, and perhaps maybe we can offer any help and see where he's at as far as looking at the election. It's in September. Does he have enough ballot clerks? Where he's at? Just try to get a picture of how he's doing in his new role, and if he needs any help from us, where he's going to go, how he needs any resources from us whatsoever.
Madam Chair, I did get an email from him. I asked him to put it on the website. The moderator emailed me his email address. And Tim, I believe Tim did put it on the website. At that time, I asked him if he could let me know when he was available to come into a selectmen's meeting, because we did want to sit down and talk. So that was last week. I haven't heard back from him yet, so I'll send him another email.
I think that would really be important. It's a new role for him, and
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Everybody agree on that? Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. Anybody else have any announcements to make while we're on that? Okay. All right. We have Chief Alvani.
Madam Chair, might I, for the record, for our record keeper, announce that Vice Chairman Hanson is online with us. He's en route here, but he's online at the time. So any votes we take until he gets here will have to be roll call votes. So thank you.
Thank you.
How you doing, sir? Chief?
Hi, Chief.
Jeff Hines, nice to meet you, sir.
Jeff Fontaine. Hey, Chief. Good seeing you.
Hi, honey. Twice in one day.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah,
little
just
one right
that.
there in the front.
There you
All
go.
right, it's red. So, all right. Well, thank you for having me here. My plan, if for those who don't know me, I'm Sean Balvani. I was appointed chief at Tilton Northfield Fire on December 1st. So I've been in the role for a few months now. My plan is to come here once a quarter, update you on what's kind of going on in the fire department, and offer you guys a chance to ask questions about what's going on. It's your fire department. You guys are all citizens here, and I think it's important to keep you guys posted on what's going on. It's a pretty important. So I'll give you a quick update what's going on, and then let you guys ask some questions. Staffing update. As I said, I was appointed in December 1st. Greg Stetson, who was with us 20 years ago, was for a few years. Then he went to Franklin, and then he came back about 3 years ago. He's been promoted to deputy chief. He's fit well into the role. I think Pat works with him frequently on fire prevention stuff. He's doing an amazing job. So it's awesome to have Greg in that role, be able to promote from within. I think that's a testament to the succession planning and the training we've done over the years to make sure we can promote from within. We filled his position with a full-time firefighter from Wolfboro. We've known him for a few years. He's done some ride time here, so it was awesome to get a guy who was all fully trained. We got him into that position. He is in paramedic school. He will be a paramedic hopefully around September-ish. And he worked on it, not us. He was able to get that grant funded, so we're not paying for that paramedic training,
Nice.
which is awesome. So the grant funded training has been wonderful for paramedics. So speaking of paramedics, currently we have 8 paramedics, 1 of our captains and 7 of our firefighters. This will make 8 firefighters. So I'll be able to put 2 paramedics on every shift, which we do now, but one of them is a captain. So if you're a captain, when you get to an emergency scene, you kind of have to be the captain first, paramedic second. We'll be able to have 2 paramedics on scene, motor vehicle accidents everywhere. And then we can split them up if we have 2 calls going on, 1 paramedic on each call. So half our staff will be paramedics, which is amazing. I don't think many other fire departments would say half their staff. And not to knock AMTs, I am an AMT myself. I've done a lot of stuff, but paramedics are the ones out there saving lives. You know, we like to say we're firefighters. We jump in windows and pull people out, and we save lives by being paramedics. And so half our staff is the paramedics. It's amazing to have that stat. So we're going to continue to push that paramedic program. We do pay for the paramedic program when we send somebody out of that apparatus and equipment fund. So it comes from the ambulance billing directly. That's how we pay for that class to be done.
What's a class cost for that?
Right now, I think it's around 12 or 13,000. Don't quote me on that, but somewhere, I think they've kept it kind of steady for the past 5 or 6 years. You saw them used to be around 8,000 or 9,000. They did get up there. I think they're about 12 or 13 by the time it's said and done. So it takes about a year and a half to 2 years to get that certification. So, and it's a lot of work. It's I think I just was talking to Tim. He has 312 hours he has to ride with. He's riding down in Manchester, which is awesome. He got into the AMR system down in Manchester, so he's seeing multiple calls because we used to have them ride here, and we're just not busy enough to get all those skills in that short period of time. But just in riding, it's 312 hours, and I think it's another 300 hours he's already done in the ER in the hospital. So intensive course to get that paramedic skill. So we're very lucky to have that many paramedics, and everybody else in the full-time staff is an AEMT. We do have AEMTs on the call staff, and then some EMTs on the call staff as well. And then to continue with the staffing, Swiftwater is probably the most dangerous thing we do. It's more dangerous than going into a burning building. It's more dangerous than beating out that highway. Working in the Swiftwater, and we have a lot of Swiftwater here. I know sometimes you don't think about it, but really any water that's moving is Swiftwater. And we have the river here, and then down in Northfield, we have quite a bit of rapids, and we work hand in hand with Franklin, who has tons of river stuff. So Swiftwater is probably the most dangerous thing we do. We've never had this before, and hopefully it's not done yet. In June, we're putting 5 people through that class. That'll put every full-time person on the department at Swiftwater technician level. We've never had that in my 20 years here. So hopefully that class goes off without a hitch, and we'll have everybody on the floor will be a Swiftwater technician. Everybody will have their own gear. That way, if we have a Swiftwater call, we can immediately deploy. We don't have to wait for staff to come back in. So that will be awesome if we can get that Swiftwater done. Like I said, it is the Swiftwater water doesn't stop. Like with fire, I can leave the fire, put water on it. You can't stop water, and it's really dangerous evolution. Onto apparatus. We have a new ambulance coming. I've touched it. It's because they're 3 years out. I'm sure, I don't know if police cruisers are the same way, but apparatus now is 3 to 4 years from the time you order it till the time you get it. Our ambulance is in Massachusetts. It's there from the factory. They're stickering it now. We should have it here in a couple weeks. It'll go to OME for a couple weeks. I'm hoping by 4th of July we have that new ambulance in service. Our older ambulance, our 2017, is having a lot of mechanical issues. Been out of service a little bit. It's not. I don't want to say it's out of service all the time. I'm not sitting here saying doom and gloom. It's still running. But that ambulance will be here. We're going to keep that old ambulance as a reserve piece. That way, when one does breakdown, we have that second ambulance. We're busy enough now that we need 2 ambulances.
Where's that one stationed at, the new one?
The new one, we rotate them. So on even months, we run the even ambulance in the even engine. On the odd month, we run the odd ambulance and odd engine. So there'll be 1 ambulance and 1 engine at Center Street currently. Currently, we have 1 ambulance, 1 engine at Park Street. Those rotate back and forth. That third ambulance will be at Park Street all the time until one goes out of service for some reason, and that'll step back in and be the second due ambulance. It'll never be the first due ambulance out of Center Street. Hopefully.
Plan.
That's the plan right now. So we unfortunately can't. I would love to put the second ambulance at Center Street. Currently, if we have a second call, in a perfect world, that ambulance, the engine goes to that second call, and a call member takes the ambulance to the call. Happened today. Dwayne Harbour and Jamie Weatherby came in. We had a second call. Actually, we had 3 calls going on, but a second call on the highway today. The call members were able to take that ambulance and go directly to the scene while our engine went to the scene. But if there's no call members available, that engine does have to go to Park Street, get that second ambulance, and go up. But thankfully, I would say at least 2/3 of the time, we're able to get a call member out to get that ambulance and bring it to that scene if they need to. And we about 1 or 2 times a day on average, we have that second call where it needs to happen. We typically do 6 to 7 ambulance calls a day, and 1 or 2 of them are happening at the same time where we need that second ambulance. With that, it happened about a year ago. Just I want to let you guys know, we no longer have a rescue truck. We got rid of that about a year ago now, a year and a half ago now. The rescue was it brought the Hearse tools, to the motor vehicle accident, brought us Swiftwater gear, had all the rope on it. We found that it was tough to get it out because we have to get, the more trucks you have to get out, the more drivers you need. So when we had planned this 3 or 4 years ago, when we bought our new engines, we put coffin boxes on the top of the new engines. So each engine has a full complement of rope gear, water rescue gear, ice rescue gear on the engine itself. And those Hearse tools, and everybody, we don't use Hearse, we use TNT, but everybody knows them as Hearse tools.
Jaws of Life.
The Jaws of Life, yep. Those are now on the ladder truck. And they're all battery operated. They don't need the big pumps and they're still hydraulic, but they're battery operated, just Milwaukee batteries. The Milwaukee are great. We can just go down to Home Depot if one goes and put it on. There's no proprietary batteries with those, which is awesome because proprietary batteries cost a lot of money. Where I can just go to Home Depot.
As much power to the.
No, they're more. There's more. They're more powerful, and then there's no hoses, no pumps, no nothing. We've had very good luck. We've had on the engines, we've had a battery operated combi tool, which is a smaller one that can cut and pry at the same time. The big ones you want to just cut or pry. You don't want to do both. But we've had those battery combi tools for a long time now. Very good luck with them. Any problems, we call Firematic up in Vermont. They come down, fix them right away. So the battery operated have been amazing. So
Awesome.
and that's all that stuff's on the ladder. So it got split between the 2 engines and the ladder truck now. So that's really on apparatus. Transports and call volume, we continue we were a little slow there at the beginning of the year, which was good. People weren't calling 911, which was a good thing. You know, we were wondering why, but it's okay. If you don't, I don't want people getting hurt. So unfortunately, when we go into somebody, it's not a good day for them. But we're still on pace to do about 1,000 transports at the hospital. Typically, it's trending about the same way. Tilton's about 60 to 65% of that. In Northfield's about 35 to 40% of that. So we're bringing about 1,000 people a year to the hospital. Our total call volume is still trending just over 2,000 calls a year. Last year we did almost 2,400 calls. So busy little department for 4 guys. Yeah. And we're spread out over it's almost 41 square miles between the 2 towns. So that's the call volume. And the last thing I want to talk about, then I'll open it up to you guys to ask me questions, is the big thing on, I don't know, a lot of the citizens' mind is the RFP, the buildings. We have an RFP out. Actually, questions were due from the prospective firms today. We're having a meeting on Tuesday night with the commission so they can officially answer those questions and get those questions back out. The RFP proposals are due on June 9th. And what that RFP is asking for is 2 fire stations. There's currently we have the one in Park Street in Northfield. What it would be is a small wood framed addition. I can't call it an addition because it's not. We can't put an addition on that building because it doesn't meet code. So if we put in a building adjacent to it with a link, is what we're calling it, to staff people, and just have like a kitchen, a small day room, and a small weight room in there. So that would be a wood frame building down at Park Street, and then our new headquarters would be up at Sanborn Road. At the Tilton, next to the Tilton Police Department. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with that piece of property. We've talked about a land swap. I know that needs to go, and there needs to be a vote at the town of Tilton, but we've been, that's the way we've been trending. It would be a 4 bays, so we would be able to put an engine, 2 ambulances, and 1 other piece of apparatus. We'd have those 2 ambulances with those guys. And then myself, the deputy administrative assistant, the administrative manager, we'd all be housed up in the new building up on Sanborn Road.
Where's your office now, Chief?
My office right now is in Center Street. Yeah,
Okay.
We're all piled into that little.
Okay.
If you know where Kathy, I don't know if you've been in that upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
You know where Kathy's office is. You have to go through Kathy's office to get to mine.
Yep.
I'm in that little back
Yep.
corner there. Yeah. So we all fit in there. It's okay. We're cozy, but we're okay with cozy.
We can relate, Chief.
So so that's the plan. We've toured a bunch of different fire stations. The last proposal we had, while it was good, it was about 27,000 square feet. It was all, and correct me, apologize if I say it wrong, but I believe CMU block is the way it was.
Construction masonry unit.
Yeah, and so it was going to be. It was very expensive. It was the with
Concrete
all
masonry unit.
yeah, with the way the roof systems were built, and then the 27,000 square feet was the biggest thing. And we've kind of came back and looked at it and said that's too much for us to ask for right now. 27,000 square feet will take us. It'll probably last us 150 years. We had to kind of take a step back. Do we need to plan for that far ahead, or can we plan for a little? If we build these 2 stations, I'm pretty confident that's going to take us the next 40 years to 50 years. If we build these 2 stations, it'll have enough. We won't need any more space until we have more than 12 guys a shift. We only have 4 right now, so we'd have to triple our size to,
Right.
How much do we plan ahead? So I think, if we can get it down to 15,000 square feet or so, maybe a little smaller, depending on the engineering. Don't use CMU. We visited New Boston's fire station. It's a wood frame and steel. And I didn't know what a wood frame and steel fire station. It's beautiful. They just finished it. They actually just moved in 3 or 4 weeks ago, I think, officially. They did a great job on it. It's a fabulous building, bigger than we'd ever need, but that wood frame and steel construction, and it brings the construction costs down considerably. Yeah. So I think that's moving forward. I think we can get the costs down considerably. I don't want to say numbers because as soon as I say a
Right.
number, somebody will hold me to it. But so June 9th, those proposals are due. So hopefully we have some good news and we go from there. So with that, I could talk all day. I'm good at talking sometimes. I want to let you guys ask any questions you have. And you know,
How many bids do you expect to get back on that?
From talking right now, I was expecting 4 definites. We had just had 1 drop out. So I think I have 3 definites. I'm meeting with 1 tomorrow for a site visit. But you don't know. We put it out to bid on the municipal association's website. I put it on our website. Then I emailed it out to 7 different firms that we have worked with through fire prevention. And then people who have worked with the district before. And I've been trying to spread it word of mouth. I talked to a construction management company that we work with through fire prevention. I was like, please share this with everybody you know. So hopefully we get some good bids back.
Was Milestone one of them by any chance?
I did not hear from Milestone,
Okay.
so I would love to. I've worked with them at Tilton School, so
Yeah.
they're more of, I believe Milestone is more of a construction management
Yeah,
firm
they're a management.
than it is. So right now we're doing the design and engineering.
Okay.
So that would, I think Milestone would be more for the.
Is there an architectural firm involved in that already?
No, that's what the RFP
The
is for right
RFP
now.
is for.
So the RFP right now is for the architectural firm. We plan on putting another RFP out. Once we have that architectural firm and certain milestones have met, we're going to put another RFP out for a construction management firm. And I think that's when Milestone would probably get involved at that point.
Any idea if Turner Group's heard about it down in Concord?
Turner Group is who I'm meeting with tomorrow.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. So they just contacted me for a site visit. So
They did a school job with us.
Yep.
Additional in Paul Smith School.
Okay, you're down at the Paul Smith School. Yep.
Yeah, many years ago.
Yeah.
Great.
Good. Anybody?
Madam Chair, can I just add that I had asked the board for your permission to throw my name in the hat to be on the new building committee. The board approved that. I did get a note from the chief that I have been picked and I'm going to serve in kind of a dual role. Scott Hilliard, the citizen from Northfield, and your town administrator. So I'm kind of excited to do that. I think Chief Valvani has a very good focus on this, and I really think that hope that we can get something off the ground reasonable, and I think the taxpayers will follow suit. But I will be able, I know the chief's going to meet with you quarterly, but I will be able to answer questions, some questions, should you have any. So
Great. The only thing I have, Chief, is as far as like staffing, do you have openings now? I know are you guys looking
Nope.
to put anybody on? Or are you guys fully?
We're fully staffed right now. We have 16 on the floor. We have myself and the deputy as administrative firefighters, and then we have the administrative manager, Kathy Tobine, and Mackenzie is the administrative assistant part-time. She works 25 hours a week, and then we also have a part-time fire prevention officer working 21 hours a week right now.
Nice.
So we are fully staffed. We've been lucky over the past probably 5 years. We haven't had the turnover. We made some significant changes to our staffing model and our hourly model. I think it was back in 2017, and that really helped the turn. We used to just, so my 20 years, I've seen more firefighters come and go.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we ever didn't have an opening, and making those model changes to come in line with everybody else in the area has really helped.
Good.
And we've knock on wood.
Yeah.
We've been lucky. We lose a flu. We always lose a young guy or say to Manchester and Nashua. You're never going to stop that. I don't blame him. If I was 22 years old, I'd probably want to go run around with a Halligan in my hand. But but we've been good since probably 2017. We stopped the bleeding. We're not losing the guys like we were.
Nice.
If we do go ahead with this plan, we're going to have 2 stations. We're going to have to staff them.
Yeah. What are you guys thinking? I know we talked about it briefly a while back. So if let's just say hypothetically, you get the station, right? what are you thinking as far as?
The staffing model I'm looking at is a 6-man staffing model. We've proven, we went to the 4 guys here in 2020, and it's amazing. You can show up to a fire, you have 1 guy in command, 1 guy in the pump, 2 guys to go in and fight the fire.
Yeah.
It is unbelievable. When you go to a motor vehicle accident, 1 guy in command, 2 guys providing patient care, 1 guy to cut the car open. Those 4 guys being together, that's our like bread and butter force. That they need to fight the fire, they need to deal with that car accident. So I would keep those 4 guys together, add 2 personnel a shift. They would run either the ladder truck or another engine, or they would cross staff or another ambulance. So they could be an ambulance crew or like a skeleton crew on another piece of apparatus. I'm very, very hesitant to break up those 4 guys. So I'd really, to staff 2 stations, you really need to go to that 6-person model.
Yep.
And so one would be a substation. Again, probably I don't know. I don't want to say which truck now.
Yeah, no.
But like say they were on the ladder truck, they could bring the ladder, set the ladder up, do that and work off the ladder, or be that second ambulance.
Yeah. Nice.
And keep those 4 guys together. So
It's great.
Yeah. Only makes sense.
I don't have any other questions.
Okay.
You definitely provided a lot of information, so
all right.
I appreciate it.
Anything?
You've been with Tilton for 20 years?
20 years. Yep. In May, it was 20 years, May 1st. So,
Congratulations.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
right?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for your service.
Thank you. So if you have questions, please send me an email, call me, come to my office. I'm here for you. That goes for any citizen, not just the board here.
Right.
I'm here to talk to anybody. I'm glad you welcome me every quarter, give
Yeah.
you a good update, kind of what's going on. I talk to Scott a lot. I talk to Pat a lot, so I'm here. Please, I want to let you guys
Appreciate
know
you
what's
doing
going
that.
on.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
You're
Breath of fresh
amazing.
air.
All right.
Breath
Thank you
of
very
fresh
much.
air.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Chief. You as well.
Good seeing you again.
Thank you.
All right, stay safe.
You're amazing. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You guys have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
Happy Memorial Day.
Really neat. Okay, next on our agenda is Town Administrator.
Thank you. I did, hopefully you received my report. I try to be brief, but sometimes, as this board knows,
You do?
I try. I didn't say.
Don't try very hard.
I try. Yeah, I know, Jeff. No respect. Rodney Dangerfield. I can relate.
I
very
can say that because you've known me since.
well.
I can say that because you've known me since I was born.
Absolutely.
Diapers, right?
That's true,
Exactly. Yeah. Let's not go there. So, just as a reference, former selectman John Scanlon came into my office before he left the board one day and said, "Scott, we housed the New Hampshire Veterans Home in Tilton, and we're not a Purple Heart community." And I must confess, I looked at him and I go, "We're not?" And he goes, "No. We house the only New Hampshire Veterans Home," which, by the way, currently has 2 Purple Heart recipients that reside there. So he very much wanted to work with me to begin this. So I did some research. He obviously decided to retire and go out to Arizona or whatever. But I got a call from Sarah Stanley. Many of you would know her from Franklin Savings Bank.
Yep.
20 odd years there. So she is the PIO, Public Information Officer at the New Hampshire Veterans Home. And she said, "Scott, the Purple Heart Trail people, it's spreading out all through the state, have contacted me and said, listen, we would like to make Tilton a Purple Heart community. And if any of you, I have a handout that I'll give you that gives you a brief explanation of the procedure. But if you drive into towns, many towns in New Hampshire are Purple Heart communities. And it's usually, it's this board that adopts that and brings that forward. And not only is it a recognition for veterans and Purple Heart veterans, but it shows additional respect for the level of a Purple Heart recipient. So, long story short, I begin working with Sarah Stanley. We hire Lisa Harbor to take Amy's spot. Lisa Harbor worked and got Franklin. Is a Purple Heart city. So she happened to hear me talking about it and said, Scott, I've done that. I did the proclamation. I got the city council to sign it. And I said, welcome aboard. So anyway, long story short, I'm here tonight to ask two things for this program. One is that the board accept a recommendation that Tilton become a Purple Heart community, and then two, that this board take the actions that are necessary, and I'll explain it and give you the handout to make us a Purple Heart community. From that point, Sarah Stanley, Lisa, and myself are going to work on public information, getting it out so that one, you get and the town gets recognition for doing that, and two is to show our appreciation to Purple Heart recipients, which I believe, and I've got to check with our town clerk, I believe we have a chief. Would you know? I believe it's a man on Lancaster Hill Road somewhere. I have seen him pull up out front with a Purple Heart plate, and I of course I haven't seen him lately. So, but it's important that we recognize and identify any Purple Heart recipients that we have. So I will be asking for you to take a vote on this. It costs our taxpayers absolutely nothing other than my time, some of Lisa's time. We will be reaching out to the business communities and individuals for donations of the Purple Heart signs. That's part of, we want to bring the group in. That's part of what it is. And I believe they're made at the state prison.
They will be
Yeah.
if we're doing them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll make sure that
Perfect.
we get a good,
Perfect. And
get the right price.
but anyway, I would like to do that. I'll give you the handouts so that you can read, but the board's responsibility in this program is, one, accepting it and making Tilton a Purple Heart community. Two is to establish a date to sign a proclamation that we will put together for the board that announces that acceptance of Tilton being a Purple Heart community. And so let me pass these out to each one of you.
Thank you. Thanks.
So the proclamation has to be identified, and a date has to be identified for acceptance, and we will bring in, or the Veterans Home will bring in, two Purple Heart recipients who will be at your meeting. And any other Purple Heart recipients from the area will be invited through a press release that we'll do to this ceremony, the proclamation signing. I think it's a terrific program, and I will be asking for your support.
Madam Chair, may I just ask a question, please? And I'm not trying to preempt or influence the vote of the board or
Right.
anything like that. But I just want to ask, if the board does decide to make Tilton a Purple Heart community and move forward with this, would the proclamation be able to be drafted prior to the July 7th 250th celebration?
Yes, it will. Yep, I've
Okay.
got a date.
So that could
Yeah.
potentially be an opportunity to actually make or publish the proclamation, since there's already going to be a celebration, since there's already going to be townspeople there, since the two Purple Heart recipients reside at the location of that event, that could potentially be. So it's a pretty quick process after. Okay.
It's a very quick process. It's much easier than what I initially thought. And the fact that Lisa's done it, Lisa's like, yeah, we'll work on this together, and it'll be a no-brainer. So,
Thank you.
but yes, that's a great segue into that, because that's going to be a exciting time for the veterans at the Veterans Home, and for all of us, the 250-year celebration. So, other questions of me?
This is the Purple Heart Trail. Is that like
So
trail just being the communities that have the Purple Heart?
Correct. Yeah. So we would be we would be kind of the central hub, Franklin, and then it stops. So now it's Tilton, and I suspect they're going to be going right up through the Lakes region. Not many. I don't know, but I can ask Lisa to find out how many communities in New Hampshire are Purple Heart communities. But the trail piece, Selectman Hines, is relatively new, because it's like a second adoption. So that I think our goal is to say that, we're going to continue right across, through the states, and through the country. So, but
does this have any interference with the Trail Association at all, or
nothing
nothing
at
at
all.
all whatsoever?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. And we do have to publish and pick a date to do the proclamation, which we will do for the board and have it ready, and it'll just be as you normally do, signing. So I was going to ask that the board allow this to take place at our June 18th meeting, and we would set up a time just for this, set aside a time just for this, and then we could continue after. When we're done, we can continue with our regular meeting. But as soon as I can get that date to the Veterans Home, they can get the invitations out and to the families and start, setting up. Hopefully we'll have enough room here.
I was gonna say, I'm assuming they'd come here.
Yes, they will. And if not, if we think it's going to be something bigger, Madam Chair, then maybe I'll ask that we find
Go
something.
there or
Yeah,
come
go.
here.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. But I think for the proclamation itself, the goal is to do it here at your meeting, and the consensus behind that is that that the people, the government of the community, which is you, accept this and recognize this and show the importance of it. So, I know a couple of you veterans. So, but I am not personally, but I grew up in a family of veterans. Very proud that my brothers are, and my mother encouraged me to go into the police business instead of the military. So, but if that's acceptable, I would need a motion and a vote on accepting the Purple Heart, Tilton becoming a Purple Heart community, and that we would vote on accepting June 18th as the meeting date to set the proclamation signing. So
moved.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded to hold June 18th as the date to accept Tilton as a Purple Heart town and everything else that is incorporated with that. And the town administrator will take on the responsibility of making that happen. Discussion? All those in favor?
I think it's a great idea.
I think it's
Aye.
good.
Roll call vote.
Roll call vote.
Thank you.
Hines, yes.
Oh, he
Fontaine,
was
yes.
still gonna
Well,
say something. Fred.
so just as
Yep.
part of the discussion, which I'm gonna vote in favor, obviously. Is there any reason why, I mean, we certainly want to do it as soon as possible. I don't see a reason for delay, except that on July 7th, we're going to be at the New Hampshire Veterans Home.
Right.
And there's
Right.
going to be a big celebration there anyway.
Right.
Would that be an appropriate venue to sign it, or
Yeah,
or
I
would that
asked the,
detract from it?
I asked the same question,
Yeah.
and that's going to be a pretty big event. So I think the procedure has always been the Purple Hat proclamation procedure has always been that it's done in the government's house.
Right.
I see.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So
That's fine.
Yeah.
I have no further questions.
Roll call vote, please. Go ahead.
Hines, yes.
Fontaine, yes.
Adams, yes.
John?
Hanson, yes.
Constantino, yes.
Hanson, yes.
Thank you, John. Constantino, yes. Motion passes.
thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Yes. And I'm excited to work with Sarah. If any of you have ever met
Yes.
Sarah,
Yeah.
she is
She's awesome.
she is a pistol. And we got a quick tour of the Veterans Home the other day when Lisa and I went up there. I say a quick tour; it was an hour, and I was impressed that every veteran we ran into walking from spot to spot not only knew her, but she knew their name. And if Sarah's just a very good person. So I expect we'll probably see some of the American Legion folks. Former Commandant Peggy Lebrecq works closely with the American Legion, so we'll be
Yep.
seeing her too, I'm sure. As the board changed, we were in the middle of selling properties, some Tilton properties and that stuff, but we kind of put a couple of these things on hold until Selectman Adams was back to just make a decision on two remaining properties. Simmons Court, which was the green space language that prevented our purchaser from purchasing it. And then Emerald Lane, which had multiple issues relating to it. And then last meeting, the board read a letter from a man asking that we keep the property and turn it into a park. That man I instructed to go visit with the Conservation Commission and parks, right. He has not made it to parks yet. I intend on making sure that happens. So I would say that we put that on hold until that's able to be done, because it's asking if we turn it into a park. The chairman said that obviously parks would have to accept that, and any costs that are incurred would be borne by them.
So
So
the board number one has to accept that we want to have it as a park.
right,
And then there are some parks that we retain
Okay.
in our purview, and there are some parks in the town that are in their purview, the
Right.
parks.
okay,
So we have to determine whether or not that's one that they're willing to take over.
right,
So
okay.
we have to figure that out.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Well, I'll follow up on that piece.
This is the one off Dunlop as well, right?
Simmons Court is off.
Yeah.
Yeah, off Dunlop. Right. Simmons Court is one of the abutters came to me after reviewing the selectmen's meeting, and the board had said that they were not going to sell it because of all the issues that we had and what it would cost us to get it cleared. That abutter has made an offer on the property. We were initially at 88,000, I think. Does that sound right? 88 or 90, 91,000. Yeah, yeah. That abutter has assured me that she wants to purchase the property because it borders hers, number one, and number two, she really doesn't want anybody building there and would like to keep it. She walks the property and exercises her dogs. And she has made an offer of $60,000 with a assurance that if the board decides to sell it to her, that she will in fact put it into a conservation easement, and it can never be built on. So I did tell her I'd bring that to the board's. I don't share the name with you because it's obviously, yeah, but we're in the public.
I like the sound of that better than I like just making it a conservation area.
Right.
I saw, I drove by this as a really very steep hill,
Yeah, it's
going
not
like abutting a neighborhood, a neighborhood out back. It didn't
It's not a
look
very
like
nice
anything
lot.
we would make any decent park out of anyway.
No.
And if an abutter wants it, and
Right.
in her mind that's a guarantee that it's going to remain. And I just think it would be very challenging. There's a little brook running through it and stuff. I just feel like it would be more of a hassle. I think an abutter wants to pay
With
for
the
it.
stipulation.
With
of
the
a
stipulation,
Conservation easement.
Right.
Never to be built on.
Right. Right.
It's
So I can
one
tell
man's trash
the.
is another person's treasure.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Are we good with that?
I'm good with it.
I am.
You are? You are, John?
I am.
You're
Yes,
good
I'm
with
fine
it,
with
John?
that too.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
Would the board
I'd
like
rather the
me?
town get some money out of it.
Right.
right.
Yep.
Yeah. Would the board like me to reach out to the person and
Yes.
and just
And make
assure
sure
them that
Right.
they're going to have to write up a purchase and sales,
With the conservation easement on it.
right, with a conservation
And
easement
any
on it.
surveying or any other details regarding the transfer of the
That's her
land
problem.
are
As
strictly yes, thank you,
yeah,
that are strictly on her,
yeah.
or the purchaser.
She was very understanding that she knows it's and she wants to protect her own interest. So
Certainly, but we don't want to run into what we just recently encountered with.
she runs a I believe it's a small
We don't need to go there. That's identifying.
Yeah.
We don't want to identify.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So anyway, I will reach out to that person and ask them or instruct them that if they put the paperwork together, that we'll have it reviewed for accuracy and legal issues, and we will move forward. I normally don't read from my report. I tell you to do it, but I think after talking with the chair on this next issue, I think I agree wholeheartedly with Chairperson Constantino, because the Main Street parking issue continually rears its ugly head. And the chief received a notice, and the chief can talk to the issues more accurately than me. But we have a 2-hour limit on Main Street. Some of the biggest violators of that 2-hour limit are the business folks, some of the business folks themselves. And recently, a downtown business person who's very frustrated went around and took pictures of a number of cars that were owned by business people that were parked in these spots. So the chair and I talked, and she thinks, and I think, I agree with it, that we should invite the downtown business folks to a meeting of the Board of Selectmen and say, listen, we're trying to work with you. You need to help us. We've got additional parking space now. behind or next to the fire station. We've released that property, 28 additional spaces. And hopefully we can get some consensus. The chief, I think, will share some remarks on this. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but we'll share some remarks on this. And I think, you know, in conjunction with our, what I call our Downtown Economic Development Committee, DTEDC, which Selectman Fontaine and Selectman Adams are on, I think that will give us a little inroad to say to them at the same time at that meeting, we want to get, this committee back alive, moving and making some progress and coming up with some ideas. But we've got to have cooperation from you, the business folks downtown too. So I'm trying to be nice when I say that, but
What if we'd set something up like with every business owner that owns property or owns a business there gets an assigned spot in the new parking area. So if you own the business, you shouldn't obviously be parking in front. Your customers should be parking in front.
right. And they got
I would
plenty of
think that if
space.
you could do some type of a, designated area for, this is where you get the donut shop, this is where you park.
Right.
We have offered them that when we first started the parking ordinance way back. And then since we started the parking ordinance, the chief I forget the officer's name that worked on it with you, but since then he's revamped it because we had additional parking and so on, the parking ordinance. This has been going on for years, probably 10 or 14 years.
Yep.
This same problem has been going on for at least 10 or 14 years. And it is a huge issue. We either say we're going to go with parking meters and everybody loses, or we say no business owners whatsoever, dropping, loading, picking up, nighttime, whatever, are not allowed on Main Street at all. And then we can't, that's illegal to do. We can't do that. So you can't do it. And they're not parking in front of their own stores, by the way. They're
Yes.
parking in somebody else's front of their store.
Sorry, I didn't clarify that. Exactly right.
That's the issue.
Yeah.
And it's not fair. It's just not fair at all. And it's created such a havoc that it's just, we get calls all the time. And you walk downtown, because I frequent downtown because I support downtown. It comes on you. You cannot enjoy a breakfast without having a conversation or more about parking issues downtown.
Yeah.
Won't happen.
Yeah.
You can't.
Other
Avoid
the
it.
3-hour signs hung up down
Other
there?
2-hour
Just
signs,
2-hour
there's
signs?
2-hour signs, there's handicap. We have people with a handicap. If somebody's parked in the handicap, we have a person, won't mention names, but we have a person that parks in a hashtags of the handicap spot.
So if I could speak real quick. So when I started, I'm going to mute this person here. Can I mute them?
The three dots on
No,
the right.
over on, next to his name, way over. Right there.
He's already muted there. Yep, he just did it.
I think he just got out of his car. Yeah.
All right. So when I started here back in 2013, I was over Northfield before. I'd probably like to get you two kind of up to speed, but it'll take a while. I did draft a long email, just kind of give you a synopsis of what the town of Tilton's parking is all about. The big problem was back in the day is parking permits, and they were the color of the rainbow. There was every single color when you drive in the back lots. A lot of the problem was they designated parking. They wanted the patrol to do during the day parking, make sure everybody had a parking permit during the day in the back lots. The only problem with that is you come down Main Street and you have nowhere to park. Where are you going to park? You're going to park on Center Street. And I'm going to write you a ticket, and you live in Franklin, and I'm going to write you a ticket for not having a parking permit to park in the back. There's no designated, it's kind of everywhere. At night, so I took on the role in 2019, and decided, I got with Jeannie Forrest at the time, the chief let me do that. And I was able to come to the board and revamp the whole parking ordinance. That was probably, I would say it was a couple month process, many meetings. Yeah, and I think I talked to Scott about this. I think I'd like to, look at this again, everything. The problem is there's so many different areas and spots. You can't park on lot D. That's your first lot coming off of School Street. That's municipal. On the other side, at night, lot D, you can't park at night. Now, during the day, you can park there. Now, at one point, we made stickers. Municipal parking or town hall parking has purple stickers, okay? Residents have blue stickers at night, and then those change every year, but the town hall does not change. Those are purple. And now we made up orange stickers. Those are for business owners on the other side of municipal. The only problem is only, I think, maybe 10 spots there. Okay. Well, there's more than 10 businesses, owners and vendors on Main Street. We have to remember also the businesses have employees also. So like you were saying, right. You have the owners, but then where do their employees park? So we found out there was just a lot of issues with that. One of the things I wanted to try to pass at the time, and I can't remember why we did not, was having something in the ordinance with business owners, vendors parking on Main Street. Where's the teeth in that? That's the problem. We're having those issues. We can go there for the 2-hour parking. We can tell you can't, but what in the ordinance says you cannot park on Main Street? But really, you try to have that dialogue with them and explain to them, well, if you park on Main Street for the full day and you're moving your car every 2 hours and we're chalking tires or whatever we're doing, but you're taking that business away from all those other business owners. So Jeannie and I came up with a plan to get all the business owners together. We went at the old bank where Gaudette's, and we had a big meeting with everybody to see, I always said, police your own in a way, have the business owners explain that. One business owner might say, I'll park on Main Street. What's the big deal? But another business owner might be like, and that's what we're dealing with is, well, that hurts my business. Right. So to have them in the same room instead of the town and me enforcing it, trying to have that dialogue with everybody. And it went well. I mean, they had their concerns. Obviously the PD at the time could have done better with, with us managing, but we were probably half staff at that time. So it takes a lot of time to get down. Obviously everybody's heard about chalking tires. It's gone to a couple of the circuit courts. New Hampshire has not weighed on that, but they say it's it's almost a search to chalk somebody's tires these days. Yeah, I mean, I can get more into that. So we sat down with everybody. There was signage. There was issues about signage that was brought up, where to park, limited spots. The town was going to try to talk to a couple of the areas. I know Scott had kind of drummed that back up again, to try to see if we can get some more spots downtown. That's mainly the issue. We have 30-minute parking, which in front of Brian Lawrence is a couple spots there. And most of the other areas are 2-hour parking. And Main Street after, overnight is not allowed on Main Street. But it's kind of where we're at. I think we need to sit down. I think we need the business owners get their side of, what needs to be changed or what they see the issues are. And then kind of go back to the drawing board with the ordinance itself and comb through it and just try to come up with a resolution, some of the areas, I guess. Yeah. But it's definitely been an issue for a long time, way before I've been here. And again, I think a lot of it is just limited parking.
Probably still will be.
I think we should get those parking meters like we have downtown Concord, where you have
the kiosk.
The kiosk.
The problem with that is we always talked about those meters, but you have to remove them in the winter because now the DPW takes them a little bit longer to now plow down the Main Street if you're going to do the meters itself. The kiosks are a little different. I guess I think it was just money maybe at the time. But again, you have to have somebody that.
We should investigate it.
Yeah.
Does the Lakes Region Planning Commission, do they do kind of like
Studies.
a study parking studies?
I did see one on Laconia that was done, some kind of a study, downtown parking study, when I was looking at some ordinances. I've been jumping around to see, don't reinvent the wheel, find out what other
can-
towns
right.
are
You can reach out to
talking about.
the city manager.
Yeah.
And see what they did for a parking site. I can't remember.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to think.
I think it,
there's other towns that have narrow strips.
There's
that
got
are-
to be.
But my point is, I've been doing this for a long time. My point is, these are not children. These are adults. We're dealing with adults. They drive cars. They park. We speak with them. We say, Kate, listen, you want somebody to come into your business and, buy things from your business and park in front of your business and come into your store and blah, blah, blah. We've been dealing with this for a very long time with no resolve. And every year it's a new issue that comes up in Turner now. It's involving handicapped spaces. But these are adults that we're dealing with. These are not children. These are adults. And one does it because the other one does it. And now Sally will do it because John and Jill are doing it over here. And it's just snowballing.
yeah, I really don't. Yeah, she's right. I mean, I really don't understand why you wouldn't understand that there's only so many spots downtown for business patrons to shop, and if you take those spots away, well, then you can't. There's nowhere to park, and some people don't. They're gonna shop downtown, do not want to park in the back. It should be the other way around.
Yeah.
We get it a lot, and I've had some complaints also with, well, I've heard the salons and also the tattoo parlors is, well, that was a big one a couple weeks ago, and I did open my ears about it, and they said, well, if somebody's getting their hair done for a couple
3
hours,
Right.
and then also a tattoo longer, could there be like some kind of a something you could hang, like a placard on your rearview mirror in your windshield that says, so if we go by. But the thing I look at though also with that is, well, if you're going to go there for over 3 hours or 2 hours, park in the back.
Right.
So I mean, that's the thing. That's what we're dealing with. I mean,
Exactly.
that's the big thing. And it is a lot more to it. I mean, I've thought of some different ways, going back to the whole chalking of tires and things like that. They have LPRs now. And I know that the state's a little bit they're open, but I don't know what the retention is in those LPRs, which are license plate readers. And that would help the officers to cut the time down too. You drive through downtown, marks all those vehicles, you come back through instead of having to get out and chalk. So I'm trying to think of ways to save with limited resources. The kiosks, I'm open to that. I think we just need to all get together with everything that goes on in the downtown, with the lighting, that goes on with the parking, and trying to figure out signage, and just try to figure out a way to make it better, I guess. And obviously the business owners want to be involved also, and I think that'd be a great time.
I think getting them all here for a meeting is a great idea.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
I think it's time. I've met with them individually. I've seen them drive in. I said, hey, and they say, well, it's not summer yet. Dickie's not out patrolling. That's the message I get back.
Dickie is the officer.
Oh yeah, it's not Dickie
Well,
Paul.
I mean, I do think
Paulus
that
is
there's,
the
yeah.
only one that goes down and does it.
there's definitely places out there that do these types of studies. And I think that if you can find a professional company that will do that, I would rather spend the money to do something like that, to get a study done, to identify the best possible way to utilize that area, because you not only have been dealing with it for as long as you have, but we're only going to keep growing.
Right.
Correct.
We're going to only keep getting more and more traffic, more and more people. So you might as well try to find a company that can work with the town to identify ways to minimize the impact of the parking. I know there's companies out there, so I'll do some research. I'll reach out to our city manager, and then I'll reach out to the Lakes Region Planning Commission as well and see if they have some ideas as
Yeah.
to if they know of a company.
Yeah, I think it just needs to be more organization also on the town's part,
Yep.
Well, and
we can
that's,
all work together
I
with
think that'd be part
where,
of the study
you know,
too,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Is how do we manage that?
yeah,
You
because I
bring
feel like
that
it,
to all the business
It's a
owners
great
as
idea.
well.
Yeah.
I feel like it all actually boils down. It falls on the police department all the time, and you've been here.
Oh, yeah.
It's always
No,
the
it
police
definitely
department.
does.
Oh, we're not down there chalking tires. We're not down there doing this.
Right.
Like Pat said, these are grown adults,
Dad,
you know, and we're down there, and we were just down there today, and we're already getting calls. Why are you writing tickets? You know, I had a person in there. Why are you doing? You know, the saying says, you know what the saying says, and you know.
You
Yeah,
mentioned
you do.
also the handicap spots, people parking in here. That should be a major fine. If you don't have a handicap placard, you should be getting a $250 fine.
Yeah, and with that one, they do have a handicap placard. They're in the hash marks of the handicap, but they were taking up. So obviously, we dealt with that situation. But I think some of the reason downtown it's being misused, and I'll just say it, a business owner that has a handicap placard will park on Main Street on a handicap spot, and there's no time limit on handicap spots in Tilton.
Right.
So they'll just stay there all day. There's nothing in the ordinance that says they cannot. Which I think is wrong. But then you look on the other coin, well, it's not if it's not a business owner, if it's a resident that's handicapped and parked, that's fine. So that's where, you know, the ordinance needs to be beefed up, I think. You know,
I do.
there's a lot of holes and things like that with it, but I think we can work together and do it. Again, people are going to find ways to skirt around it. So in the 6 years or 7 years that we've done it, people find ways,
Oh, yeah.
loopholes and things.
Even Concord, I believe, has a handicap. There's a time on the handicap, even in the kiosk.
Yeah.
It's not unlimited.
Yeah. And we only have so many handicap spots in
Right.
Tilton.
You're absolutely right.
So.
All right. Yeah.
That's
So
right. I
I'll
agree
reach
with-
out, Chief, to the city manager tomorrow.
So, I mean, we grow, we probably revenue, I would say, I think I did the numbers here, but there's more, about $4,000, if not more, in tickets and fines throughout the year downtown. And those are $15 tickets. So obviously we're writing tickets and we're getting out there. That's not even warnings. I mean, we do write a lot, and a lot of it is overnight during the day. We hope people can just police and do it. And we try not to do on the weekends as much because it hurts a lot of the business owners I've heard. I know Diana's has said that before. Because people will just come in and out, and some people will stay and have you know a little bit longer of a stay. So we've been accommodating to that, and also we've been short-staffed, and we have a lot of things going on in town. I mean, it takes a lot to get out, walk down, but it needs to be done. So we know it needs to be done, so we need to do it, and you know, but giving the right message to everybody and having this ordinance set in stone is it
Even
helps
if you
us
have
do
to
our
review
job.
it every 4 or 5 or every 3 or
At
4
least.
years or something
I
like
would
that.
If you
agree.
take a look at the parking plan on the website, you'd be surprised at what we own for parking
Mhm.
downtown, where we own it. People think, oh, it's T-Hop parking. It's municipal parking.
It is.
T-Hop owns nothing of it. It's all town municipal parking. The parking where Archways is municipal parking. They don't own that parking. That is not their parking lot. It's our parking lot. It's municipal parking. People don't know where we have municipal parking, and you'd be surprised, even almost 20 years later, we're still telling people downtown, this is municipal parking.
The thing
I think
is,
it's-
when we give permits, we actually give the parking map out, and I've you know, revised that actually recently. I just did that more color, and you know, bold letters and things like that. And we also give them the ordinance when they do get those parking permits. So a lot of those people, you know, people know where, in that sense.
Just you don't have to get too specific, and I don't mean to ambush you with a question in this regard, but oh, sorry, Madam Chair, can I ask?
Yes, go ahead.
So are your chief offenders
Mhm.
people who are coming through into these businesses, like the ones you write tickets for, or are they people who have permits and know better?
Mhm.
That's
Have permits and
the
know
second
better.
Have
thing.
Yeah,
permits
yeah,
and
they're
know
the
better.
business
I see.
owners. I wouldn't. And
Okay.
again, I know those people.
No, that's helpful.
Residents. There's people that park. You know, those are the offenders. Those are the people that we write,
Right.
which is sad. Those
And
are the people that
repeat
we write.
offenders.
Yes.
Right.
That's helpful.
We
Thank
don't, we don't get a lot of tickets where people are like, oh, I live down in, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and
Yeah,
you wrote me a ticket, a parking ticket. It's the repeat offenders downtown just trying to, again, like, Pat had said, it's Dickie. If Dickie's not there on a Thursday, things change. And if you're getting a ticket on a Thursday and you're a business owner or you haven't been watching the pattern because it's there.
Thank you for publicizing that, by the way.
Yeah, no, and I mean, everybody knows it. Anybody that's downtown knows that.
Oh, they watch.
Everybody knows
Everybody
that. And again,
knows when, what time of the year,
he's
what
still
day,
busy.
everything.
He's still busy. So, and again, and not to keep going, but another thing we had brought up, just because I know is an explorer or some kind of a parking enforcement, somebody that maybe right out of high school or college for the summer. We have
Fine
talked
with that.
about
We
that.
should do that.
We had looked into that, and that was positive.
We should start it up again.
And we did do that at least one
Can we
summer.
get a grant for that?
We could, but a part-timer would work just as well.
Right.
Just an easy part-timer that wants to come in and do the parking enforcement. I just have to figure out how that would all work.
Had at one time.
Yes.
Two part-timers, older people.
Yep.
It didn't, they kind of worked out a half a season maybe.
Yeah, we used some of the police explorers at the time actually, and they were the older police explorers, and when they were done, it was more parking enforcement, and they were able to do that. So that's something to think about also.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
I'm
that's
in
another
favor of
avenue.
that for this summer, if you'd like to do it. Absolutely in favor of that. Get it done.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Chief. I appreciate it. Everybody else all set with the chief and the questions and parking? Okay, we'll move on. So we'll schedule a meeting that
Yep.
we're
I'll
not
talk
so
with you about
busy
it.
because it will get busy.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
sure. I'm sure. One more thing on my report. I would just like to hats off to the DPW crew. If you came through town, you'll see that all the crosswalks are freshly painted and the flags are up. I did put in my report. Hopefully, Bob Hardy picked up the flowers today. And Kevin assured me that as best he could, the DPW crew would try to get out as many as they could for Memorial Day. So
No, I saw the note that you had about using the old flags. Did the new ones come in?
they have not come in yet, but they're using the old ones.
They're
So,
using the old.
yeah.
Okay.
yeah, the good ones that are good, I think we were short 2 or 3, but we do have new ones ordered, and so with that, Madam Chair, I'm all done.
Did you want to,
Talk about the
Sorry.
master plan.
Madam Chair, can we just mention about the master plan real quick? On the back page?
We-
We were going to go into non-public.
Oh, we are?
on that,
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
If that's okay.
That's fine with me.
Only because of reputation here. Okay.
Perfect.
All right. You're all set with that?
Yes, Madam Chair, I'm all set.
Okay. Selectmen's reports. Anybody have anything?
I do not have anything, Madam Chair.
Okay, John.
No, my only question was
Uh,
the master plan because it was brought up at the last meeting, but that covers it. So
Yep.
good.
Yeah, we'll have that.
We are going to talk about that in non-public.
Yep.
There's some things we felt that reputation would be involved. So there was
Public comment, Madam Chair?
Oh, yeah.
under Selectmen's reports, there was one, I apologize. Another thing that I know what it was. It was the moderator, and I brought that up
Yes,
with
yes, you
and the other
Yep.
thing. That's why it's.
And I made a note
All
to
right,
reach
thank
out
you.
again tomorrow.
Yep, thank you. All right. Okay, so that being said, under town administrator, next on our list, public comment. Anybody from the public have anything to say? Jed? Nope.
Chief, did you?
You, go ahead. Chief?
All right. So just real quick, I wanted to just touch, I came in a little bit late. Did you talk about the Memorial Parade at all? Memorial Day Parade?
We just mentioned that it starts at 8:30 at the high school.
Yep, it actually sets up at 8:30. It actually
Okay.
starts at 9 o'clock at the high school. It'll go through Main Street, several stops, about 7 stops on the way. That will then go Main Street to Cannon Bridge and ends at the Hall Memorial Library. We'll have about 7 officers on for that parade to make sure everything runs smoothly like we usually do. This Saturday, Tilton School will be having their graduation. If you had seen on Facebook, I had sent that out, and I'll put an alert on all of these, probably the day before, the day of, to let the town know. That's usually, when you see an alert go out, that's usually Tim or myself. So Tilton School graduation, we'll be at 9 to 12 this Saturday. School Street will be shut down at that time, and we will be sending traffic, pretty much will be standard. Anybody that's going School Street or coming down up School Street, we will go around Pillsbury and down Prospect Street. So we will have a few officers on for that. Next Saturday, the 31st, there will be the New Car Lakes Region 5K for mental health race that they do every year. That will go up Sanborn Road, actually goes around J. Jill, up Sanborn Road to Lancaster and back down through. That road will be closed from 8:15 till 9:45. We had to do a state permit with that, so that's a closure. That's good to go.
You gonna run it?
What's that?
You gonna run it?
Oh, no, not me.
I
I'm
am.
doing the torch run next Thursday.
I'm
will
doing
have
that
yep,
too.
Right?
Yep, I have the
I'm driving the bus.
yep, you'll have the short bus. So
I'm donating the bus.
Right.
Yeah.
yep. So that will be, that race is good. New car. They put on every year. It's kind of different. I think this is the second year for the mental health. I think the years before that were breast cancer awareness, I think. And then maybe there was something else before that. So they do a great job with that. We'll have a few officers again with that. Next Wednesday, Continental Paving will be shutting down at 93 North off ramp for no more than an hour while they pave that stretch. So I'll put an alert out for that. So it'll be about noontime next Wednesday. Our officers, like I said, will be participating in the Special Olympics torch run we do every year. And we start that at 11 o'clock. We run from Lowe's through town, and we end at the Winnisquam High School. After that, we put on a barbecue for anybody that was, participated and were involved. So anybody that wants to run, any of you guys
I'm
are
already
down?
running.
Yeah, you're probably running your leg over there, right?
Yeah. Maybe I'll just keep going.
Yeah, keep going. We sometimes going to Franklin, but yeah, it's a good time. So
David, what day is the Olympic run?
the torch run,
28th.
that will
The
be Thursday.
Thursday.
Thursday the
Thursday.
28th. And then our first series of the movies in the park will be next Friday. The park opens at 6. That's what we say. And the movie starts at dusk. And the movie playing that night is Hercules. So a lot going on, a lot.
Starring
This is
Chief Abe
usually, oh yeah.
Summertime.
Summertime. There's always something going on. Yep. So, and then on top of it, Bike Week will be right here. So we'll be dealing with the traffic. So will everybody else. Everything else is good though. Can't complain. So I just wanted to give everybody kind of a heads up. And again, I'll put those alerts out and just check out our Facebook page and we'll have all that information on there. So
Great.
Good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Thanks, Chief.
Just as a heads up, officially, unofficially, Amazon will be digging
Oh, yeah.
June 15th.
And blasting.
Possibly
At
blasting.
sometime, yeah.
Possibly blasting, but that's, if they get all their ducks in the row, that's the plan. Okay. Any other public comments or anything to add in a public session? Okay. The time being 6:04, I would like to make a motion to move into non-public per RSA 91A:32C and 91A:3C2A. Matters which discussed in public would likely adversely affect the reputation of any person other than a member of this board unless such person requests an open meeting. This exemption shall extend to include any application for assistance or tax abatement or waiver of a fee, fine, or levy if based of an inability to pay or poverty of the applicant in RSA 91A3:2A, the dismissal, promotion, or compensation of any public employee or the disciplining of such employee or the investigation of any charges against him or her, unless the employee affected, one, has the right to a public meeting, and two, requests the meeting be open, in which case the request shall be granted. Do I hear a second?
Second.
A second. Before we do a roll call vote, I should have done this eons ago, but John Scanlon is now present, John Hanson is now present and accounted for in our Selectmen meeting, no longer online. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Roll call vote.
Adams, yes.
Hanson, yes.
Fontaine, yes.
Hines, yes.
Constantino, yes.
Got it?
This conference will now be recorded.
I was trying to.
Welcome back, everyone. I'd like to make a motion to seal the minutes of the May 21st non-public because they affect adversely the reputation of any person other than a member of this board still remains.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion?
None.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Is there anything more to come before the board in a public meeting? None.
Nope.
All right.
I'll make a motion. We adjourn meeting.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good night, everyone.